couple of things. Finally got the stack done, so that will be up on 105.3 The Fan beginning next week. So I did 235 players, evaluated 235 players, ranked them from 1 to 235. So you'll have that in what order I'll take them in, and then I also put up my actual board, which I've done ever since I've been a part of a draft in 1992. It's done by position, by round. I stack them within the round by the position. You can also see that. We'll have that up. And then also we'll see if I gave them an offense and a defensive version of my stack, but by position. So you'll be able to look at all the players, all the wide receivers, and then I'll have them from where their name and then where they are in my stack. So that's you can awesome. Kind of follow along there. So hopefully that's information that will help you. I'm sure a lot of folks have kind of got their own ideas, their own way of doing it and stuff, but I believe in being about transparent on this and talk about this. And, if there are guys that I liked, I want you to know about it. If there's guys I didn't like, know about that as well. And looking forward to really the Draft 101 tomorrow night. That's such a fun event. And then also, too, next week, the Thursday, Friday, we're out at Pluckers doing that whole thing. Everybody's excited about that. We go into the Star and work on the draft for 3 days and cover that. That's always a great partnership that we have with the Dallas Cowboys and DallasCowboys.com. So a lot of fun to be involved with that. All right, Zach, I asked you about to take your board, okay? And you know me, I'm
got the board out.
I'm all about.
It's an impressive board there, Wolchuk.
It is.
I'm all about.
That's a huge board.
I'm all about.
It's underselling it to call it a big board.
Pro Football Focus.
Yeah, I don't know why you're so all about them.
You know
really
what? They really have putting up content that you could kind of take and say, okay, this makes sense or this doesn't make sense. Real quick, can I ask you guys a question as I'm thinking about it?
Absolutely, man. You're seg.
Yeah, I'm here for you.
Think about this. If they take a receiver at 12, is it a chance that receiver is better than CeeDee Lamb?
I would say no.
I would say there's a chance over time. Absolutely, there's a chance. The likelihood is not high. CeeDee's awesome, but there's a chance.
One of your favorite ones, and you like McMillan.
Yeah, Tet would be my top guy.
And you like Ibuka. And
number 2.
And you like Golden.
Yep, number 3.
And then Burton.
Yep.
Any chance? And you say there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Eric, you don't seem you feel very maybe it's an unfair question to you.
Yeah, I don't know these guys like y'all do, but
right.
Just the idea that someone's going to be able to, you think you're going to draft a guy who's going to be a top 5, surefire top 5 receiver in the league, because that's what CeeDee Lamb is. So it's just it's less to do about these guys and more to do about CeeDee Lamb's in the upper echelon. He's in the 1%ers. He's a top 5 receiver. Did you kind of feel like when we were working on the CeeDee Lamb draft, we were excited. We thought he was one of the better receivers, and I think the Cowboys had him in the top 6 on their board. Right.
This receiver that they're potentially about to pick will probably be sitting in the same spot. Will probably be a guy that, that
top 10 on their board for sure.
Yeah, top 10 on their board for sure. And I wonder if there's a chance, because we always talk about, a number 2 to CD, a number 2 to CD. I wonder if there's a chance that one of these guys comes in and it ends up being a better receiver than CeeDee Lamb.
In year 1 or just over the next few years kind of thing?
Next 2-3 years.
Do you feel like that's the case? Do you feel like these guys got a shot?
You know what? There's guys in this thing when you watch guys, and I'll say this, Luther Burden, separate.
Yeah.
You watch Golden, separate. Watch Ibuka, separate. You know what I'm saying? To me, I wonder if if a guy like Dak Prescott, and we've talked about this before, if Dak could throw to guys that are separators, and will we watching, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, look at that play. Because all the guys that we're talking about at the top of the board, there's a reason why they brought all those wide receivers in.
Sure,
there is a reason, because even I don't think it's about a number 2 here. I think
Yeah,
it's
you take a receiver at 12 thinking that he could be a wide receiver 1.
Yeah, 1A.
bingo. And maybe what you got, something you got like in Cincinnati, where you have a Joe Burrow and people go, oh, well, damn, Broaddus, they have Joe Burrow, you have Dak Prescott. Oh,
But just looking at the receivers.
Or
just looking at the
Debo and an
receivers.
Ayuk like San Fran had a couple years ago.
If you had Chase already on your team, and you brought in the guy they have,
Higgins.
if you brought in T. Higgins, do you think T. Higgins comparable to what you have with Chase?
See, I think there's a gap there. I think Higgins is fantastic, but Jamar Chase might be the best receiver in the sport, certainly top 3 or whatever, and I think that's the same with CeeDee Lamb. Like, one of these guys could come in and we're like, dang, we kind of have a 1A, 1B situation, but there's no confusion on who 1A is.
But you could be looking at 2 top 10 guys, and that's why I can't say there's no chance. Like the 4.35 said, there's no chance he's higher than CD. Justin Jefferson was the 5th receiver taken in his draft class?
Yeah.
And he's the best receiver in football to a lot of people right now.
Absolutely.
I can't say there's no chance.
Yeah.
There absolutely is a chance. We don't know.
Yeah. See, CD is outstanding. His traits outstanding. But these guys that you're bringing in, I wouldn't consider CeeDee Lamb a separator. Would you guys, watching him play?
I don't think he's helped in this offense. I will say that, but
Do you think he has a chance to be helped in this offense? Then,
Yeah, I think
And
this
we don't
new
know.
offense-
We don't know what this new offense is going to be.
I'm hopeful.
It sounded like they want to run the football, but they go and get 2 backs that really
don't run the football.
don't run the football.
Yeah, I think CeeDee Lamb is a separator, but he's most impressive just after the catch in general.
Yeah. That was his best strength coming out of OU, too, was his yak.
Yeah.
Much like Burton.
That's what I'm saying. But I think these guys that we're talking about at 12,
They got a shot.
potentially- Yeah. I mean, you could sit there and you could say, and like I said, everybody's thinking, oh, well, this is just a 1 and 2. These guys have a chance. I think Golden has a chance. I think Burden has a chance. I think Ibuka has a chance. The way that they play.
Well, maybe this
their
wide
play-
receiver class isn't as bad as it was sort of made out to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I say, I just it made me wonder that we keep talking about a compliment to Lamb.
Yeah.
Could you get a guy that's it's as good or maybe even better?
Ideally, that's what you'd like at 12,
Yeah, I do too. I think the
100%.
same thing.